First of all, how many of these people out here are Paul O'Neill's employees? I'd like to know. There's quite a few of you with your shirts on. Matter of fact, with this article that came out, say 8 times, they try to make it look bad by all the shirts that were out there rooting for O'Neill, but many of them were her employees. So I'd like to mention that. Anyway, my name is Roberta and I'm running for Clerk of the Circuit Court here in Pasco County. This article is biased. There's a few things in this article that I'd like to let everyone know in this county. But anyway, I only have a minute to go ahead and go on. My last name is Cutting, and cutting is my plan. Cutting corruption, cutting wasteful spending, cutting bureaucracy by having no government policy, but also cutting the salary in half and giving it back to the people of the county. Not back to charity, as this article claims. This is really biased and untruthful. Many of these things are going on in these articles.
Thank you, Ms. Cutting. Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Chamber, West Pasco Chamber, for hosting this event. My name is Paula O'Neill. I'm your current clerk. It's an honor to serve as your clerk. Your clerk is responsible for your records, court, financial, and official records. Very important activities that we do in our office. I have worked for the county for 25 years altogether for the citizens of Pasco. I served here in 1987 and then worked for 9 years in community services prior to working for the clerk. I've been in your clerk's office for 10 years, the last 3.5 as your elected clerk. It's been an honor to serve in that capacity. I do have a doctorate in management, and I'm honored to have the privilege to serve you in these challenging times. Thank you very much.
Mr. Logan, lead us off. Sure. First question, I guess we'll start with Ms. Cutting. Yeah. Could you share with the audience kind of a particular personal attribute that you believe qualifies you for the office?
Well, I do have an offices and technology degree and a paralegal degree, which was not mentioned in this article. It did mention her doctorate degree, though. And I do go ahead and I feel that, most importantly, I have integrity. And I feel that that's the most important thing. All the awards, all the degrees, all the experience in the world will not make somebody work for you like they should. And I think that I'm 100% for the people. I run no party affiliation because you can't be 100% of the people and still be beholden to a party.
Thank you. Ms. O'Neill.
I'm sorry, the question was character?
Go ahead.
Yeah, a particular personal attribute that qualifies you for the job.
Okay, thank you. I do have high character and integrity. We actually made the mission statement of our office because of the integrity we have in our office. We serve with integrity, professionalism, and compassion as we safeguard our customers' interests. I have served the county for 25 years. I've been involved in a lot of community activities, and I've tried to help wherever I can to help and make the county a better place. I figured out early in life that I could make a difference in government. I believe in excellence in government, which some people don't believe can be possible. I have worked hard, and my team works hard every day to provide that excellent and above reproach service to our customers. It's very important to us.
Ms. Cutting, the format calls for, if you'd like 30 seconds follow-up, it's yours.
Okay, I beg to differ with her on having integrity. I have a folder full of proof that last October I decided to run for clerk of the court because of the unethical conduct that was going on in the clerk's office. And not only did she sabotage my internship, but she also sabotaged my job I had lined up with an attorney. This here proof provides the proof. To me, no elected official should ever hurt somebody they represent. That's why part of my platform is cutting anything that hurts the people.
Ms. O'Neill, 30-second follow-up.
Well, I never even met Ms. Cuddy until our first time appearing in public. She was already a candidate at that time. We both appeared at the East Pasco Networking Group. I was the speaker and she came to the meeting. That's the first time I met her. My job and my purpose is to make people successful, and that's what we do every day. We have employees and volunteers and interns who are successful every single day.
Thank you. Second.
Sure. Okay. So Clerk O'Neill, over the past couple of years, your budget has been kind of turned, upside down by the legislature. What can you do working with legislators and other groups to ensure that there's a dedicated source of funding that can kind of be sustainable in the next several years?
Thank you. That is a good question. In 1998, the voters of Florida approved Revision 7 of Article 5, which changed the court funding for the state. Became state funded rather than county funded. It's been a big change for us. That was fully effective in 2004. We've been working hard on trying to make sure that not only the clerks have adequate funding, but the court system, the whole justice system. We've been partnering with the courts to fight that battle. I am the first vice president for the state for the clerks, and we are working on the legislative committee to present some legislation to the legislators in the next legislative session to try to ensure that we have adequate funding so that your court system can and your justice system can survive. We had a huge cut this year that was returned, but in the meantime, we did have to adjust the office hours. Now, during that time frame, we made sure that due process was served and only really hurt the civil side, which does not have the statutory requirements. But you may know there are volumes and volumes of statute books, rules of court, ordinances, federal laws, administrative orders from the Supreme Court, as well as from our local judge and our local circuit that require that we follow all of those mandates. So it is a challenge.
Let's cut a response.
You have a minute, Ms. Cutter?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
To respond to that?
Yes.
Well, I think that if you have a lot of cutting like they're doing, if you just cut down on your wasteful spending, that would really help a lot. I mean, I've got documents here that show that she spent $16,000 on the seal when she sent it out. That's not in this article. The article makes it sound like they did it in-house, but they did the design in-house, but when they sent it out, they spent $16,000 on it. Was that worth $16,000 of your tax money? Also, she is sending vehicles. Instead of going to the clerk's vehicles, instead of taking them to the county's maintenance departments, they're going to the dealerships around in the county. Plus, there's even one in Tampa that's going to the dealerships. And trying to get any information out of them is very hard. I've had a very difficult time getting public records and access to the financial records. They want to charge me almost $13 an hour. I would never do that to you. You would have access to all public and financial records that you are entitled to by law. And okay, sorry, my time's up.
Madam Clerk, 30 seconds.
To speak to what of that? I could not speak to all of that in 30 seconds. We do have integrity. We watch every penny. We're very efficient on how we operate. I'm happy to answer the public records requests that she's put in. We have had in the last year, in a one-year time frame, we've had 56 public records requests. 25 have been from my opponent. And I'm happy to go through everything we've done to provide answers for her.
And final 30 seconds from you on.
Well, if you call charging me $12.78 an hour to view the financial records, then I'd say that's not transparency. Her office, she claims her office received a transparency award. That is really ludicrous, if you ask me, because their office is not transparent. because you do not have access to those records. And I've had a very difficult time getting access to them. Over and over again. I mean, trying to run a campaign and trying to get access to these records has been very difficult.
Thank you. Ms. Cuddy, we've covered in the personal attribute of why you believe you're qualified for this job. Describe your skill set, Ms. Cuddy. What have you done to this point in your life to prepare you for running an operation as large, as complicated, and as critically important to the health of Pasco County as the clerk's office?
Well, let's put it this way. If you only have to show up for work 8 days out of the whole year, like the law allows, then there's not much education, much experience, or any awards that can, it doesn't matter anyway. But all I'm saying is that I know exactly what I want to do when I get in there. I mean, I want to, first of all, is to analyze and scrutinize the financial records. And bring in an outside auditor that would have a second set of eyes and something that might be missed, and start rechanneling any needless spending back to the people where it belongs. That's basically what I want to do. I have a lot of different other plans. I don't think I have enough time to be able to go into all of them here. I think that we need to boost the morale of the clerk's offices because there's very low morale, I've been told a few times. I think that if the employees are treated right, some of that wasteful spending could be sent back to, rechanneled back to them. Because, you know, I mean, they haven't had a raise in over 5 years. That's crazy. All this wasteful spending, over $25,000 on office furniture. I've been told there's a lot more, but I don't have all the records. I don't have all the expenditures I've asked for all year long. So I don't know what other expenses is she spending, or what other things is she spending on.
Madam Clerk.
The question is professional experience for the job?
Skill set, yes.
The skill set?
Mm-hmm.
We have, well, I talked about my experience and my education. I think they really contributed to my ability to manage and lead the office. We also have a lot of requirements in this position to collaborate with judges, the public defender, the state attorney, the sheriff's office, other constitutional offices, the commissioners, and clerks throughout the state, judges throughout the state, the Supreme Court. There's a lot of collaboration required, and I have been successful at with those skills, with those connections, as well as within the community. Those connections are important as well. In addition, critical part is the legislature, and I have been endorsed by all members of the local delegation and work closely with them on a daily and monthly basis.
Ms. Cuddy, 30 seconds follow-up.
Could you repeat the question? I'm sorry, I was, you know.
The question is the original one. Describe the skill set that you would bring to this job or qualify you.
Okay, I have an office system technology degree and a paralegal degree, which prepare you for the managerial position of clerk of court. I do feel that if you only have to be there 8 days out of the whole year, the employees are actually doing the work. You oversee them to make sure the work gets done. That's what the biggest thing is. And so I feel that all the degrees, all the awards, all the experience in the world doesn't matter when you don't have to be there 8 days out of the whole year. And I think that's atrocious if you ask me. I feel like the clerks should have to be there every day. I mean, I'm cutting the salary in half and still going to be there every single day. I'm cutting the salary in half and giving it back to the people of the county.
Thank you, Ms. Cuddy. 30 more seconds on the skill set question, Ms. O'Neill. Dr. O'Neill.
Well, I would like to just, if I may, reference the 8 day a week or year. 8 days a year statement. I don't know where she got that. I know that Article 10 of the Florida Constitution says that in Section 3, a vacancy in office, if that occurs and someone has an unexplained absence for 60 consecutive days or failure to maintain a residence required when elected or appointed, that they could be removed from office. But I don't know what her other reference is, and I'm there every day.
All right.
Would you like me to answer on where I found it, where I had it?
We will come back around to that. Madam Clerk, let's get to this business of transparency in your office and how difficult it is to get hold of public records. Ms. Cutting complains about the cost of gaining access to your records dating back to 2008. She's used a number of $22,000 for all the records she seeks, for up to $13 an hour for people to keep an eye on her while she goes through the records. Does that ring true to you? Or if not, where is she going wrong?
I would like to explain that she did ask for a copy of every expenditure and every invoice that we've had since I was elected. So we did calculate that. However, I'd like to go into what we did prior to that. We offered her all the income and expense reports. First of all, we have the comprehensive annual financial report online. This is for the last 5 years. These are online. This goes through every expenditure for the county, including the constitutional officers. We also have our budget online, and that's online for the last 5 years. We keep those online. Most people like to refer to things online. We also have access to the county's budget online through the county's website. So those are available online. We did offer a summary report, and I do have a copy of that, which was purchased by Ms. Cutting for the year 2011. This is a summary report from one of the audits that was done. We are audited every year by an external auditor. That she did purchase and take with her. She wanted more information than this. I don't know that she referenced the online materials. So at that point, we did offer the online in the record center on a computer. We did put the financial records online. They include everything for 2 years. It was about 8 gig of materials online. And that includes the daily receipt. So every single day, everything that came in, everything that went out, every expenditure, everything that came in. We also offered her, and she did purchase 1 year's worth of a CD. This has 1 year's worth of financial transactions. Every expenditure and every revenue amount that came in.
Thank you. Ms. Cutting, rebuttal.
Yeah, if that were the case, okay, if all the expenditures were online, then why would they want to charge me almost $13 an hour to view them? And I wasn't asking for copies at first. I don't want to pay for something I don't even know what I'm getting. I want to view them first. But having to pay almost $13 an hour is just really too much. And that's not transparency when they charge to view them. And as far as that CD goes, I asked Tim Jameson why some of the stuff was blocked out on that CD, and he couldn't answer me at that time. He said that, he just kind of shrugged his shoulders. I said, well, what good is this CD going to do me if you got things blocked out on it? It's not going to do me any good. So I've battled with them all year. I mean, I've tried to, what I was asking for, if that was actually sorry, is my time up? One's 15 seconds and one's 1 minute, so I don't know.
This was just time.
Okay.
So that's 15
Yeah,
seconds.
you have both had up there, so, okay.
Madam Clerk, 30 seconds rebuttal.
Okay, so all of that information was available to her without any cost at all. Well, she did pay for this report. I think it's about 31 pages, so a couple dollars. And so then she said that wasn't enough, and she actually referred to it in an email as hogwash, and it was too difficult for her to siphon through that information. She asked for copies, and were available. If the copies are in 602 boxes, it would be, we estimated 142,000 documents, which would be 239 of these reams of paper. This has 500 pages, and it's not, it would be a burden on the taxpayers to have that expense.
Ms. Cutting, a final 30 seconds on that.
Well, if her office was so transparent, why am I having such a difficult time getting the records? I mean, they've transferred me to this person, First Tim Jameson is handling it, and somebody else is handling it. Then, I went to the East Pasco Record Center, And they put me through a huge bureaucracy of this computer that had nothing but folders in there. You had to, every time you click on a folder, it take you to a huge bunch of PDF files.
Thank you, Ms. Cuddy.
And there was just no way, I'm sorry, I think
Mr. Lowe.
Sure, we'll start with one of the roles of the office, Ms. Cuddy. What experience do you have that helps with the role of the office, the comptroller part of it, where you would audit different portions of the Pasco spending?
Well, what I would do is bring in an outside auditor, and we would analyze and scrutinize everything that comes in and goes out. That's what we would do. That's what I plan to do. And then eliminate any needless spending and rechannel funds back productively where it belongs. Back to the employees, back to the people of the county. If you're paying employees extra money or you're giving them raises, even if it's a small raise at least, incentives. You know, I feel like it's important to give incentives for the people, you know, to boost their morale. And I think that we need to start making a lot of big improvements. And I know that I can do the job. Everybody in the office is already doing the work. What I plan to do is, and even O'Neill one time, she gave somebody a card and told them that not call her, but to call her office, because they know more about what's going on than she does. And right then told me, I don't know if they noticed it, that woman noticed it, but it told me that O'Neill was brushing her off. But of course, I'm running for office and I see what she's doing, so I guess that's why I noticed it. So, but basically that's what I plan to do. I mean, I think that we can start rechanneling the funds back to the people that are wasteful. There's, I talked to somebody less than a week ago that said that O'Neill, or that she used to work for O'Neill, well, she used to work for the office, but she retired. And she said that even before O'Neill went in office, she was spending a lot of money. And I said, well, you know, what would give her the authority to be able to spend that money before she ever went in office? You know, she says that she didn't know. I talked to her in Zephyr Hills.
All right, Madam Clerk, a minute on the comptroller report of the office.
Thank you. I just want you to know that a lot of the information presented here wouldn't be allowed in court because we don't operate in court by rumors. We actually I have 25 years worth of experience in government accounting. And government accounting is not easy. 25 years here in Pasco and more years prior to coming to Pasco. I serve on the Florida Local Government Investment Trust as a trustee to watch investments throughout the state. Our budget and our funding is very complicated. We have 87 different funds, 23,000 different accounts. 23,000 different accounts. $1.7 billion we watch every year. We have $145 million in debt that we manage for the county bonds. We also have a $1.4 billion accumulation of fixed assets that we watch, and we monitor that for you, and the taxpayers deserve someone that has experience in that.
Ms. Cuddy, 30 seconds.
To me, if you already have people and they're working and they're already doing the job, then you can work alongside them and start focusing on what's really important and what money we can save and what money we can, and just start analyzing and scrutinizing everything. That's how, and there are some things that probably doesn't, there's a lot of wasteful spending. And one thing I wouldn't do is buy new office furniture for my office, because it wouldn't matter to me. I wouldn't go ahead and wastefully spend the people's money.
Thank you, Ms. Cuddy.
And the final 30 seconds.
Well, I think that you deserve someone that has government accounting experience. It's not easy, and while I do have a great staff of geniuses that work on this work every day, there are decisions that have to be made, and the clerk is the decision maker. I also am in meetings from time to time with the judges and the commissioners and throughout the state where I need to know the answers. I can't rely entirely on calling someone for the answers.
Okay, Madam Clerk, I think we can both agree that the court's computer system and the CDIS is a relic from the past. What are you doing to ensure that you put in a new system quickly?
Thank you. We're in the process of replacing that system right now with a system that is named Clericus. It will be used in 36 different counties when it's finished, when all of the rollout is there. Now we are replacing a system from 1977. This is a system, other than Pinellas, there are no other counties other than Pasco and Pinellas. Our circuit's the only one that has an integrated system with the public defender, the state attorney, the judiciary, misdemeanor probation, juvenile delinquency. All of that is on one system, so it's a little complicated to replace because we have to have the cooperation of all the players. It's a lot of collaboration there. We are in the process of replacing that now, and we are going back to the beginning of time for CJIS, that Criminal Justice Information System. So all of that information comes forward, and we will have that in the spring for by the end of next year, all case types will be brought into the CJIS system, into the new Clericus system, and we will leave that legacy system that has been there for 32 years, longer than that now, 35 years, which is an unusual thing. And we also have other systems that we are replacing that we will gain great efficiencies with the new system because there are mandates for e-filing. The new Clericus system will have that built in, so we will be able to e-file in all case types and also provide e-service. We'll also be able to use the in-court docketing, so a lot of the information that we now take back to the desks and prepare, we'll be able to do from the courtroom. Thank you.
All right, Ms. Cunningham.
I'd like to know why that system was sitting around for so long. Why wasn't something done long for now? I mean, that's a long time for a system to be sitting there and doing nothing, pretty much. I went ahead and I've talked to various people, different people. You know, I've gone to even a couple of clerks' offices in the state and everything. And I've also, you know, I've talked to an attorney from Sumter County that likes Manatee County's system better. I'm not sure. There's a lot of things. I feel like it could be analyzed and see exactly what we could do to make it better. I know that I talked to one person that was very upset about the foreclosures being online because they were saying, he said that a lot of the developers and stuff were buying them all up and nobody else had a chance. So they ended up the courthouse steps approach. I would like to consider that or analyze it to see if we could do both.
30 seconds, Ms. Clerk.
Yes, I think the only way we can move forward is to increase our efficiency electronically. And the foreclosures, we have handled over 16,000 foreclosure filings online since 2009. With the cuts that we've had, there is no way we could have competed and even survived unless we had gone online. Same with e-recording. We're doing almost as much business e-recording as online with the money that we're receiving, the revenue that we're receiving as we are. It's actually brought in and mailed into the office.
In the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, I think that we could, like I said, we could analyze it, see what would work best if we could do both. I don't know what the cost would be. You know, that's the thing, you have to be in there pretty much on something like that to be able to figure out what would be the best option. I like to listen to the people. I am 100% with the people. I listen and I adhere to the concerns of the people. And so I'd like to go ahead, and that's exactly my biggest thing. Because I know what it's like to be ignored by a politician, because I was last October by O'Neill. She wouldn't talk to me on the phone, she wouldn't give me the time of day. So sorry.
Thank you, Ms. Cunningham. Question to you, Ms. Cutting. In a post on the Land O'Lakes Patch website related, I'm going to start all over again, and I'm going to go slowly. In a post on the Land O'Lakes Patch website dated July 21st this year, you wrote, "Anyone that supports O'Neill I find very, very questionable." Now, among the people who support Ms. O'Neill, Dr. O'Neill for re-election are teachers, doctors, lawyers, bankers, citrus growers, undertakers, accountants, and a slew of retirees. Among the more familiar names who have contributed to Dr. O'Neill's campaign are school board members Cynthia Armstrong, County Commissioner Pat Milieri, St. Leo University President Arthur Kirk, and the internationally respected cardiologist Raul Musunuru. Do you stand by your earlier statement?
As far as that goes, the person that I was speaking about there, yes, I would find that questionable. I feel that there's a lot of things that's wrong here in Pasco County at the clerk's office, and that's what inspired me to run in the first place. Was all the wrong stuff, the things that were going on, and I got very motivated. That's why I went out there. I gathered almost 3,000 petitions myself, so I could talk to the people, shake their hands. That's the same tenacity I'd take if I was in there as clerk of court. I feel like it's important to listen to people. The thing that is that if people know what's going on and they still support her, then it's wrong. I mean, if you know that somebody's unethical or you know something's going on that's wrong, I mean, I've got a whole stack of stuff here that can prove exactly what went on last October. And I'm not going to be here, I'm not going to go ahead and hide behind the truth. I'm not going to do it. I've been trying to get O'Neill to answer my questions all year long. She's been hiding behind the Republicans. It's been very hard, but she don't want to answer any of the questions because she knows what I'm going to ask, pretty much. And so it's been very difficult all year. But I believe that it's important that we go ahead and start standing up and doing what's right.
Madam Clerk, a minute.
The people that endorsed me, the people that contributed to my campaign, I am in debt to. I appreciate their support. I am honored to have their support. I'm humbled by their support. For them to entrust me with this position for 4 more years and hope and work toward that goal is very honoring. I just want to add that I've also been endorsed by the Public Services, the Fraternal Order of Police, the Police Benevolent Association, the firefighters, the West Pasco Realtors, the East Pasco Realtors, Pam Bondi, Mike Fasano, Will Weatherford, and many attorneys, and I'm just honored to accept that endorsement and to accept their contributions.
I would like to say something about that.
Ms. Cutting, 30
Okay.
seconds.
But, for one thing, when I tried to get Pam Bondi to do something about what happened last October, it's no wonder that she wouldn't do anything for me because she was too much in support of Paula O'Neill. A lot of these elected officials, a lot of these people, I see a lot of people getting paid off. Do this, do that. One hand washes the other. I don't believe in that. That's why I'm not greedy. I don't mind giving back half the salary because I won't allow myself to be paid off. Now, a lot of these people that are supporting her, who knows what kind of favor she's doing for them or vice versa. It doesn't, I see a lot of things going on. The Police Benevolent Association, I see that.
Thank you, Ms.
What's
Cutting.
going on? Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Cutting. Madam Clerk, 30 seconds.
Well, I listened for a year to my opponent insult me, insult my team, and it gets old. But we know we have integrity, we know that we're ethical, and personally I know that I'm ethical and I know that I have integrity, and I will stand by that. Thank you.
Madam Clerk.
All our employees, I bet you.
I'll clear this room.
Exactly, and put that in paper too.
Thank you, Ms. Cutting. Madam Clerk, describe the top 4 challenges and/or improvements you have planned to achieve in the second term. Show us the metrics that we will be able to measure your progress by.
Well, thank you. Mr. Logan brought up the court case system replacement. That will be a great improvement for us. We will be able to have electronic records for court, so the attorneys, the judiciary, our office, the state attorney, the public defender, everybody will be able to see the same records at the same time. That's going to help us in court records. It's going to help us in the courtroom all day long. It's going to help the public have access to those records online. So that's the biggest improvement we're going to make. We will continue with e-recording, we will continue with e-foreclosures, and we are always looking for ways to serve the public better. That's been our emphasis. That is not an overnight project. We've been transitioning and working toward that in a long time. We have, for the last 3 years. We signed a contract in April of 2009, and so the metrics will be the actual use of that system and the ability for us to reduce the number of hours it takes for us to process the paperwork that comes in. We have over 2 million people now accessing our website per month. So that's been a big improvement. We've improved the website. I guess I can't think of the next 4 years without thinking of all the wonderful things we've done in the last 3.5 years. And we will continue those processes. The ability for people to get the information they need, like these reports and the awards that we've gotten, I actually point out that we are accountable and transparent.
Ms. Cuddy, a minute?
Yeah, I will continue the e-recording as well. I will listen to the people of the county, talk to other courts of courts throughout the state, talk to different various, even some of their people, that find out what's working, what's not, start making improvements based on comments received. I believe that, if it's not working, it's good to know what the people think about what's working and what's not. It's, and see where you can make the improvements on it. When she mentioned about I'm insulting her all year, I have a document here that has 4 discrepancies in it. One of them is a misspelling. 3 of them, including Paula Neal, approved this document. The other one was I was interning at the clerk's office, and I had to complete a 90-hour internship. While they said that I was volunteering for 4 to 6 hours a week, that would have been mathematically incorrect, and there was no way I could have completed that in 4 to 6 hours a week. I have documents that prove that I was an intern, and things that went on there was wrong.
Thank you, Ms. Cuddy. Ms. O'Neill, 30 more seconds on this. You can pass if you want.
No, I don't want to pass. I thought of another thing that we've been doing is the e-tickets. We are processing tickets electronically from the cities, Newport Richey and Port Richey, for their red light camera tickets. And we also are working with the Sheriff's Office and the Highway Patrol to get those tickets electronically. So that's going to be a big savings for our office to not have to retype all that information, and savings for the public as well. Thank you.
Ms. Cuddy, 30 more seconds.
She mentioned about working with the sheriff. I see a lot of things that's been going on there as well this year. I know that there was an article that, the sheriff hired her son, vice versa. She had her son from his office. It's just things that one hand washes the other. They're helping each other out, I guess. That's how I feel about it. But I do think that, anything that's in place will be improved. I will listen to the people and find out what's working for them as well. But as far as those lights and stuff, I'm sorry.
All right, Ms. Cuddy, you've mentioned the incident with your internship last year several times. Mm-hmm. How do you prove to voters that your candidacy is about the issues and not about this personal?
That's the thing I'd like to. I'm glad you brought that up, because I would really like to clarify that. The thing of it is it doesn't matter why I'm running. Basically, it shouldn't matter, because if something was wrong or unethical, no matter what people want to make you believe, then it's still there. Whatever O'Neill did is still there. The unethical conduct and stuff, the lies. I was lied to and deceived horrendously by the clerk and her select staff last year. And I believe that was totally wrong. And When I tried to get O'Neill to talk to me, she refused to talk to me. She wouldn't talk to me by any method, on the phone, in person, or anything, to try and get whatever her problem was resolved. I was very upset about that. I felt that an elected official that's supposed to be representing the people should never hurt somebody they're supposed to be representing, ever. And that's how I feel about it. I would never hurt somebody that I'm representing. She hurt one of her constituents without even as much as an explanation of why she did it. I've got a whole, like I said, this whole stack here proves that of what went on and the unethical conduct that went on between her office, her office, and myself. Matter of fact, I was an intern here at this college as a paralegal. And I was in paralegal studies at the time. And I had to complete the internship. It took me like over a month and a half to get in the clerk's office in the first place. When you've got an intern or volunteer working for free, why would you take that long to get them in? And I didn't ask O'Neill to go ahead. She literally got off me to an attorney, cost me that position as well. Not only for the internship at the clerk's office, which I only worked there 3 days, by the way. I can even tell you why I think they did it.
Thanks, Dr. O'Neill.
Repeat the question, please.
Well, the question was, how do you show the racist about the issues and not about this incident from a year ago?
Okay, for my campaign, I'm running because I want our community to be a better place. The work that I started is not complete, and we're in the middle of a court case transition, and we have built a great team. We had a great team to start with, and we've built it better and better. And I'm totally committed to the community. I raised my children here and have lived here 25 years and hope that I can retire in Florida, even though I've also worked in Florida. I'm hoping that I can break the odds and not have to retire in the north. But it's an honor to be here, and I really face situations every day where I can help people, and it's nice to be able to provide tuition reimbursement and opportunities for those team members in our office. And we've done a great job.
All right, Ms. Cutting, 30 seconds.
Well, I'll just bring up what I started last time is the reason why I feel they did this, okay, is I started an organization in 2007 called Citizens Against Illegal and Moral Abuse. They didn't have anything, there wasn't anything in my background that would prevent them from hiring me. So I feel like they conjured up a plot to get me out. They were actually they were paranoid to hurry up and get me out of those offices, and they did not want me to be in there for more than 1 day. And if you'd seen what I've seen, you'd feel the same way.
Thanks. 30 seconds more after me.
I just want to speak about the not returning a phone call. My opponent did call me. She wasn't my opponent at the time. She was a volunteer that had been let go. And she wasn't an intern because she never did the paperwork to become an intern. She was officially a volunteer. Now, I did not return the phone call because within the time frame that I would have returned the phone call, she called the governor's office, the Commission on Ethics, the Supreme Court, and who knows who else. And at that point, I thought it was elevated to a degree that it wouldn't matter what I said when I called her.
All right, Dr. O'Neill, it's still a little early, but there's an idea to create kind of a centralized new courthouse in the Land Lakes area. How do you make this idea happen? Is it worth happening? How do you find the money for it?
Well, it's not my responsibility to find the money for it. I can tell you that we have challenges right now with having 2 courthouses. I'm not excited about having a 3rd courthouse. We, have jury in 2 places at this time. We would probably have to have a 3rd jury every Monday morning. That would be a challenge. We would still have to provide the services in East Pasco and West Pasco, so that would be an additional burden for us. In addition, I can see some advantages because it would be near the detention center. However, I'm not in favor of it at this point. We also were not given any room for evidence storage. I don't want my employees to have to drive evidence across the county to one of the other storage units, to one of the other record centers. And so there are some definite problems there. So I'm not in favor of it.
All right, Ms. Cunningham, a minute.
Well, I feel like some of the counties, some of the county gets ignored. I think that it would be good even if you had a mini one that would provide some services to certain things. You know, I know that Zephyr Hills is definitely, I mean, there's nothing in Zephyr Hills. Even though Dade City is a county seat, it somewhat gets ignored as well. But so I would be in favor of it. I'd be in favor of even looking into the possibility of just having a mini one, basically. Something that could help serve the people in that part of the county.
All right, 30 seconds for you, Dr. Roy.
If you would like.
I don't need it, thank you.
Okay.
I'm kind of out.
Yeah, me too.
I'm kind of out.
Oh, we're out. We're done. Okay.
We have, I mean, we opened up other cans of worms if we went any farther, but we don't want to do that. So, having achieved the end of this lively exchange, Ms. Cutting, would you begin by giving us your final closing statement? Pitch for both.
Okay. My name.
90 seconds.
Okay, my name is Cutting, and that's what I stand for. Cutting anything that hurts the people. Cutting corruption, cutting wasteful spending, cutting bureaucracy by having an open door policy. I believe in listening to you and adhering to your concerns wholeheartedly. And that is something I would never steer away from that responsibility or pass the buck off to someone else. I believe it's very important to be 100% for the people. I'm huge on open government, huge on public records. Nothing allowable by law will be hidden from your view, as I find it's happening with me. I think that it's very important that you have full access to the financial records. It's, after all, it is your tax dollars we're talking about. You deserve to see what's being spent with your money. And there's a lot more spending, I pretty much feel, because I'm not getting access to a lot of the records yet. And I've been asking all year long. So, but that's basically what I stand for. I'm also big on the United States Constitution. I believe that our forefathers created the United States Constitution to prevent, sorry, okay. I might not have time to go that route. But anyway, I appreciate, everyone being here. It looks to me like most of her employees are here in the stage, so, these are the ones that usually come with her for the most part on everyone, so it's not surprising.
Thank you, Ms. Cutting. Madam Clerk, 90 seconds.
Thank you, sir. It's been an honor to be your clerk. I never thought I'd ever run for office. Came 4 years ago when I decided to run. It was because nobody else in the office would run, to be honest. Nobody grows up wanting to be clerk, but it's been an honor. I do want to make my government better, and I feel like, and I believe I have, been recognized with many awards. I was given the 2011 Outstanding Public Servant Award by this chamber, and I truly appreciate that. The 2010 Justice Award by the West Pasco Bar Association, which is also an honor. 2010, I was named Businesswoman of the Year by the Tampa Bay Business Journal for government. Our office has received the 2012 NACO Award for the Customer Call Center. That's the National Association of Counties. That's a national award. We also were recognized with the 2012 Distinguished Budget Presentation Award, which is given for accountability and transparency. We also were given national awards for electronic foreclosure sales, integrated management operating system, and customer flow management. We were named the best place to work in 2009. I also was given the 2010 Paul Harris Award. I just am trying to stress to you that I am here to serve you. I've made that my lifetime commitment, and I would love to continue to be your to continue to be your clerk. Please vote for Paula O'Neill for clerk and controller on November 6, 2012. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.